Hello, Virgo. What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind, and this is your channel for grace. Thank you so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. Today, we're going to go over the astrology for Virgo rising for the season of Scorpio, and then do a tarot and oracle reading where I pull 5 cards, an intuition card, challenge, overall theme, wisdom from the ancestors, and animal spirit, to guide you for the season of Scorpio. But the tarot reading is intuitive, and it is for Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. So that's how these videos work. Look for your rising sign for the astrology part, and then look for Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising for the intuitive reading, the tarot reading. So before we get into it, I am going to switch screens so we can actually look at the chart. And I want to invite you to download my free moon astrology guide, which will tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. They're also going to enter you into my email list, and I highly recommend getting on my email list because this is the best way to stay in contact. And there's so many things, so many amazing things that are coming up this holiday season. I have a sale starting on Monday. Early bird pricing for the Moon Goddess training in January is coming up as well. I'm releasing the Moon Goddess Mala. I'm actually wearing it. It's final. It's ready. I can't wait for you guys to see it. And that's ready to go. I'm literally going to be making the oil blends, the rollers, and the aura mists for you guys. And that goes out on Saturday. So I can't, honestly, I'm just amazed at all the beautiful things, and there's more things coming up. So let's look at your chart, Virgo rising, and see where a lot of this Scorpio season stuff is going to be happening. So here we go. This is where Scorpio is in your chart. It's in your 3rd house. So the sun moved into the sign of Scorpio this past Saturday, and it's going to be in Scorpio for a total of 30 days, 30 degrees throughout the zodiac from 0 to 29. And think of this as the main theme for you for this season. It is about communication, but clear communication, uncovering the truth kind of communication, bringing up, digging things up, but whatever was buried will come up. And this is a time for us to face our shadows. This is a time where the veil is thin and we can more easily communicate. And so if this truth, we can communicate truth more easily for you, especially because it's happening in your 3rd house. But think of this as the major theme for you for this season, where you're going to see a lot of this, a lot of the aspects and transits are going to be affecting you in this house of communication. Now, Mars is also going to enter Scorpio, and that is going to be this coming Saturday. So in just a couple of days. Mars in Scorpio is an intense energy. It is relentless. It goes for what it wants. It knows what it wants, and it goes for what it wants, and it doesn't waste time. 0 time wasted. It is something that I think we need, because specifically this season is a glimpse into all of 2022, because the nodes in 2022 are going to be North Node Taurus and South Node Scorpio, meaning for you, for all of 2022 and into 2023, this duality of the 3rd and the 9th house is what's going to be the most important themes for you next year, where you're going to want to focus on expanding, but expansion that brings you stability. So growth that brings you stability, growth, expansion that brings you abundance. And you're going to want to let go of old ways of communicating and old ways of expressing yourself that are no longer serving you, especially limiting beliefs and things like that, because you need to move forward into expanding. So focus more on expanding and less on what's right here in front of you, and how you can kind of be critical of yourself, of those patterns and of those stories. Whatever comes up this Scorpio season is a big glimpse into next year. So the themes are going to kind of repeat themselves. We get to see what may come up. So if we have an opportunity to set intentions for how we want this energy to unfold, it is right now with Scorpio season. That's why it is such a powerful energy. So Mars will be there to help you take action and set those intentions. Venus also enters her wholeness phase on Saturday. She's currently in your 4th house of the home. The wholeness phase is really beautiful. Collectively, it's a moment where Venus, we can see her in the sky, at least in the Western hemisphere. We can see her in the sky, and she is really bright right now. She's becoming the brightest, reaching maximum brightness, duration, height, and separation from the sun, which means she's very close to Earth. She's coming into being grounded into the earth pandemos. However, right now she's still that evening star, the celestial codes, the divine codes coming in. Her velocity is decreasing to a standstill as she begins her final approach to Earth by the end of this phase. This is a phase that lasts 50 days. So look out for Venus in the sky as the sun sets. She's going to be such a bright star in the sky on the horizon. It's going to blow your mind. And I want to hear in the comments what it looks like for you. Hello, Creatrix. Welcome in. So our dharma, what we need to work on and focus individually during this time is on actualizing our individual potential in complete service to the betterment of the world. So being at your best individually so that you can be of service to the world. And Virgo, there's no other sign that knows and understands what this being of service to the world really entails and how we can embody it. Then we'll have a new moon in Scorpio. So we'll add the moon right here. So again, another energy here in your 3rd house of communication. That is the moment, November 4th, to set those intentions. What do you want to let go of in terms of old habits, patterns, ways of being really dramatic with the way you communicate? Let go of those old patterns and set in new ones. What do you want that to look like for yourself? Venus will enter the sign of Capricorn on November 5th. And so that's going to be a big deal because she's going to be here for a long time. Once she enters, and we're talking next week, right? Once she enters this sign, she's going to go retrograde, conjunct the sun in January, and then that's the inferior conjunction. Then she literally starts to become the morning star. It's totally different energy, but she's going to be here. This is a theme of reflection, of looking at things a little bit deeper in terms of relationships. So for you, it's in your 5th house, which is the house of passion, creativity, romance, reflecting on those areas, how you find joy in your life. Those things are going to be coming up in the next few months in terms of relationships for you, Virgo rising. And then we see Mercury enter Scorpio. So another planet enters your 3rd house. So, but that's going to help you because your thoughts will match the energy of Scorpio. So you will desire to investigate the truth, to understand what lies underneath. That's what Mercury in Scorpio is. It's a relentless need to understand and to know. And so you dig deep for the truth. And then we end the month with that full moon partial lunar eclipse in Taurus, which is going to be, the moon will be exalted in that sign. In the 9th house, it's a beautiful energy, expanding. That this will be, so remember what I said about the nodes, how in January, the North node is going to move into Taurus and the South node is going to move into Scorpio. And so we set intentions of what do we want to let go of? And then we get to witness what we actually manifest. And this is what we're going to feel and we're going to see as the magic of 2022 is what we see on this full moon. It's a big deal. It's on a star called Algol, which is known as the dark goddess, Medusa star. Some people call it the death star. I mean, it's about literal death into rebirth, death into transformation, into rebirth. But the rebirth, the seeing the light, the light shining on our shadows leads us to let go of them and transform them and transmute them into our gifts. And really shadows are nothing negative. They're just a different expression, a lower frequency of a gift and a divine gift that we can elevate ourselves to express instead of the shadow. But the shadows help us get there, because there has to be a way to get there. And the shadow is the way, the path to that enlightenment, through that raising your frequency. And when you raise the frequency and deal with those shadows, you activate the Pleiades energy of this powerful partial lunar eclipse. And again, this is a 6-month cycle. It is so bright. Yeah, Venus is so bright. It is a 6-month cycle that will literally begin a new journey, and we're closing off the last 6-month cycle. So this is a powerful time, like no joke. Plus, to add to that, it's where the veil is the thinnest, and we're getting closer to the exact midpoint this weekend. This week, so like even into November 4th, the new moon is Samhain. In the Celtic wheel, it's one of the cross-quarter holidays, which celebrates that thinning of the veil and the next sort of solstice that is coming. And remember that the fall is a moment where we get to harvest everything that we have manifested in the summer, that we created, that sprouted in the spring, and that we planted the seeds of in the winter. So we're moving towards that internal process. Again, if you're on the southern hemisphere, it's like the opposite, right? You're going into the summer. But it's really powerful. And right now you're in the spring, but it's just a powerful activation for all of us collectively on this planet. Pleiades is about being in your heart center, in your heart space, and expanding from that space. So it's beautiful that it's collaborating with Venus's wholeness phase and eclipse season, and where the veil is the thinnest, at least in the northern hemisphere, and in the southern hemisphere where the seeds are sprouting. It's really a whole like conglomeration of beautiful and intense and like ravishing like aspects that are going to really like catapult us forward into 2022. But that's the astrology for you, Virgo rising. And now we're going to pull some cards for you to see what the message is. And now this is Virgo, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. So thank you, spirit guides, angels, and teachers, for being here with us today. I would like to ask help clearing the energy of these cards as well as my energy, so I can be that open channel of wisdom, grace, intuition, and messages to flow through for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising, so that they can understand what is the best information and the what is really going on for them this Scorpio season, and what they need to know to help them get through with flying colors. So we're going to pull an intuition card. I changed my mind. I guess it's not as bright as I felt. No, it's bright. You have to look at it right as the sun is setting. That's where you're going to see it. All right. Intuition card, and then challenge card. I promise you it's bright. Overall theme. She comes out and then she disappears quickly. So it's not like a thing where you can see her in the sky all night. She rises with the sun, but then soon after she sets as well. What is the wisdom from the ancestors for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising? I like it when the cards fly out. And what is Virgo's spirit animal for this season? Here we go. And we've got the gazelle. Oh, that's cool. That's a cool animal. It's a very cool card. All right. So we've got 2 major arcana. So that is a big, big deal. We've got the Knight of Wands, the Universe, the Knight of Wands, the Chariot, the Ten of Swords, and the gazelle. So the Universe card is the first card that comes out. This is your intuition card. I mean, this card is so beautiful. If you could see it, my green screen kind of messes with the images, but if you could see how magical and beautiful this is. She's standing in front of the universe, like gazing at it with almost looks like a crystal ball of, like those, it reminds me of the when in the movie Men in Black, where they're playing with the little marbles and the galaxies are inside the marbles. That's what it looks like that she's holding. So I feel like that's the expansiveness of the 9th house. And remember that next year, you're going to feel the heavy call towards expanding with the North Node transiting through your ninth house. So feel that expansion. That is a big theme for you. But before you can expand, you must contract. And that is the focus of this season. The challenge, the Knight of Wands. What is passion, activation, flow, forward movement you may feel like you're a little bit stagnant in this area or in this space, especially too, I know for some reason the South Node is coming up right now, and the South Node is in Sagittarius, which means it's in your 4th house of the home. And that can be, for Virgo rising, I guess, that can be a little bit intense in terms of like dealing with karmic cycles that are ending, and releasing old stories connected to the relationships to home and family. But the Knight of Wands can really bring that energy forward of passion and creativity. And so you may feel just challenged in that area of your life right now. What you really need is a little push. What you really need is a little like support from the universe to tell you, you're on your way. Don't worry if the creativity doesn't feel like it has awakened. Remember, Mars moving into Scorpio this weekend will help all of us. Venus entering her wholeness phase this weekend will activate all of us. And the veil becoming thin, and then Samhain. All of these beautiful things all happening at the same time right now is just phenomenal. And eclipse season. I mean, there's a lot going on. It's no joke, because the overall theme for you is the Chariot card. So this is the affirmation that you need from the universe. Get on the boat, get on the ship, and go. Take the ride. The Chariot is here to take you from point A to point B. Now, the wisdom from the ancestors is the 10 of Swords. So guess what? When we talk about those karmic cycles, it's done. It's over. You don't need to keep revisiting that energy over and over. It really is. It's completed. The cycle has completed itself. And if you feel not in that space, that means that you're still trying to stab yourself in the back or like beat the dead horse. Stop beating the dead horse. It's done. What is done is done. What has passed, and it's time to move forward into the new energy, the new cycle, the new powerful beginning. So let's take a look at this beautiful animal that came up for you. It is the gazelle. And see what the gazelle wants to tell you about this season. What is the message for you? The gazelle is heightened awareness and ability, and it's vulnerability. I bet you're feeling that, Virgo. The gazelle represents supreme grace. I absolutely love that. With every move, this awe-inspiring beauty emits sophistication and elegance. Gazelle personalities are often hyper-aware of their surroundings, bordering on hyper-vigilant. And this can inhibit them from enjoying the beauty they've spent so much effort cultivating. Wow, that's so Virgo. No more worrying about all those predators out there in the wild. When this card appears, it's time to get back to the present moment. Virgo, you rule the 6th house of being in the present moment. It's time to get back to the present moment. Sit down, find your breath, and acknowledge the bounty that surrounds you. Let it nourish your gentle spirit. How beautiful is that, Virgo? When you are in balance this month, you're going to feel like you're moving through grace, with grace, in a graceful way. You're going to be very perceptive and feel activated passion and creativity. If you feel out of balance, the things that can happen is insomnia. You feel like your mind is racing. You can't stop. Food allergies can come up as well. And to bring this energy to balance, do something that calms you. Yin yoga, coziness, cozy home, good food, grounding food, healing food, not toxic food. Healing food. So again, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it really brought a lot of affirmation and a beautiful message for you. I thought this message was beautiful. Also, make sure to get on my email list. And if you're interested in one of my special holiday readings that are only available through the end of December, make sure to sign up. Spots are filling up. These are live one-on-one sessions on Zoom, and we can look at astrology, tarot, oracle, intuitive channeling, mediumship, connecting with your spirit guides, angels, and teachers, or energy clearings, chakra clearings, astral travel journeys, shamanic journeys. I mean, really, like, there's infinite possibilities, and we co-create the session. So there's not like a specific thing that I do with you. You tell me what you want, what you need, and we both intuitively figure out what it is exactly, the message, where it needs to come from, through what modality. So really beautiful, and I hope to see you in one of those sessions. And look out for all of the specials that are coming up this coming week. Sat Nam, and I will see you all again very soon.